There's no way around this truth, right? Yoga is demonic, period. The origins of it is spiritual. It's Hinduism. It's all about unifying yourself with a spirit. You understand me? Getting into this ultimate reality. It is indeed demonic. There's no such thing as Christian yoga. That's like saying Christian witchcraft, all right? And I want to put this video for you. A former sorcerer, Mukisa, begins to talk about yoga. She begins to expose it. And I want you guys to listen. You understand me? So listen to this. If you want to watch this full thing, I haven't. It's on her YouTube channel, Life is Spiritual. So let's go ahead and listen to this.
Wicked. But when the day starts, before they do anything, there's what I know people have copied, but they don't know why they are doing it. Some people, but some know why they are doing it. It's called yoga. Now, with yoga, every time you participate in it, you enter into a trance, you meditate, and then you enter into what they call a trance. Now, if you're working for the kingdom of darkness, the spirits give you ideas on how to make money, on how to make a successful mission, on how to rule over God's children and things of the kind. But now, if you're just somebody who's copying because I saw a musician do yoga, I need to also try it out. People are talking about it on social media. Let me also try it. Those ones, when they open up their lives to those spirits enter and they enslave them. Wow. So every choice and decision they make is led by the evil spirits, and it is towards their destruction. So in the kingdom of darkness, there are those that are working for the enemy, and there are those that have been enslaved by the enemy. It's either one of the two.
And that is just so profound. That's so deep. In the kingdom of darkness, there are those who have been enslaved and those who are literally working for the enemy. When they do yoga, they're doing it for the reason to go into the spiritual realm, get information from evil spirits and do harm and all those things. And there are certain people who play copycat and just do it because the stretch feels good and whatnot. What y'all don't understand is that yoga, like I said earlier, it means to unite. It is a spiritual practice. Each body pose is a bodily expression of worship. So each different pose has a meaning. It is a form of bodily worship devoted to spirits, devoted to demons. And when you're doing these things, you're actually unifying your spirit with these deities in Hinduism. And there's like, I believe, billions or millions of, 300 million or something like that of these Hindu gods, lowercase g. All right. You read this, listen to this. Yoga is essentially a spiritual discipline based on a extremely subtle science, which focuses on bringing harmony between mind and body. It is an art and science. It definitely doesn't say science, but science of healthy living. The word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yuj, meaning to join or to yoke or to unite. So you are unifying yourself with the spirit. You're unifying yourself with something in the realm of the spirit. You understand me? It's absolutely demonic.
So now we were supposed to introduce that idea to people. All celebrities tell you, before I do anything, I meditate. I go and do my yoga practice. They make yoga look good. You know, I first do yoga before I do anything. I read this book. They promote a book from the kingdom of darkness. And then I go to the gym. These are the lotions that I use. All the lotions they are promoting are from the marine kingdom. And then I have my designer, and that designer, the factory or the company, is also from the marine kingdom. So they are using celebrities. So now I started doing that, and every morning before I would go out or go to do anything, I would do yoga, but mine was deeper because I would also go in water that is boiling to steam. I go to and concentrate in that steam. And then
how would you do it?
You know, like,
because I don't think you guys understand what yoga really is. Like, you guys really got to understand, like, it's all about meditation and you're entering into a realm. Now, Apostle Paul said in First Corinthians chapter 14, he says, I believe in verse 4, he says that, or verse 14, somewhere around there, he says that when he prays in tongues, his spirit is praying. Okay. Now, with yoga, when you're engaging with yoga physically, your spirit, your soul is inviting or connecting with evil spirits and evil powers. So you're opening up your soul. Your soul is also praying. When you're doing yoga, your soul is worshiping those deities 1000%. 1000%. It doesn't matter if you title it Christian. Yoga in itself, demonic. The idea, the concept is rooted in just the demonic. Like, seriously. And there are people that will meditate and do the whole astral projection thing. They'll meditate and do all this demonic stuff through yoga. Though, like she said, like certain celebrities or people will meditate and get certain creative ideas, information, because they will meditate and go into this trance and then get information from familiar spirits for this hit song, for these creative ideas, for this, business, and that. Do this, do that. It is demonic. And you want to play copycat, and they'll talk about how they're doing yoga and whatnot. Listen, they were taught that practice by someone in the industry that is a priestess, that is a warlock, that is a witch, that is doing all those crazy things.
Like how you put your head where there is steam, and then you do that. I would do that
Like a
like
bucket
for
of
hours.
boiling water.
Yes.
All right.
And there, my spirit, soul, and body would connect. Then I would know what I'm supposed to do. Even for 2 weeks, I know that these 2 weeks, Monday I'm supposed to do this, Tuesday I'm supposed to do this. So my life was a programmed life. I would not just wake up and just walk like somebody who has no plan, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, so they started now training me on how to enslave people, because the Marine Kingdom has souls of many people. And at some point,
We're going to stop this right here. All right. If you want to watch the rest of it, you can. It's on her page, Life is Spiritual. Now, a lot of the things that she is saying is a fact. You can research it. And I want to play a video of someone that actually does Kundalini yoga so you can see the correlation. All right. Because this stuff is just absolutely ridiculously true. Right. And it is disturbing. All right. But let's play this video so you can really see how accurate she was.
So with Kundalini Yoga, supposedly you can reach states very similar to being on psychedelic drugs.
Yeah.
In terms of like
Very similar to being on psychedelic drugs.
absolute visions, geometric patterns that are flowing around you.
They call them the siddhis, the powers that arise.
Mm.
And it can be everything from visions to supernatural powers.
Oh, supernatural.
Visions to supernatural powers, divination. So you're opening yourself up to a Python spirit. And I have brought many people through deliverance who partake in yoga. It is demonic. It is really no different than playing the Ouija board. It is no different.
Supernatural.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Like, what have they claimed?
The ability to see into the deep past and the far future. The ability
The deep past and the far future. So Erica said that through doing yoga and a deep meditation, she would go and meditate, and then she'll get information. Her life will be programmed. So this guy's literally confirming that.
to transport your body, to teleport. That's not the goal.
To teleport, transport your body, astral projection. This is straight divination. This is straight demonic. Teleporting, astral projection, your mind going here, inquiring of familiar spirits, getting information. They give you psychic abilities. It's like he is comparing it to being on drugs, being on shrooms, having certain encounters and visions and all this unauthorized demonic stuff.
Goal of yoga, obviously, they call them the siddhis. If you're going through these spiritual exercises and your ego is still very much intact, then when the superpowers arise, what do you do with them?
You see, he said spiritual exercises. Okay. Yoga in itself is a spiritual practice, period. You're going to, I remember one time I went to a yoga class in 2000 and I'm going to say 2015 through 2016. I was playing at East Tennessee State University, and they had a class for us, and they were doing like yoga. It was like humming noise, and like they had us do certain poses. And I remember I was praying, and I felt convicted because I what I knew I was doing was wrong, but I didn't know the depths of it. But once I began to learn what yoga really is, I completely stopped. I ceased engaging into that demonic practice because it's indeed demonic. And there was a woman I prayed for where she was into Kundalini yoga, and there was a snake in her spine, and she was manifesting like crazy, like a snake. Okay, this stuff is real. It's literally demonic. You're gonna say, "Oh, it's just stretching." No, it's not. You go stretch at home and do your own stretches. Don't inquire of the spiritual practices and bodily expressions that these Hindus do that they devote to demons. Now, obviously, Hindu people don't own our bodies and how we pose, but there are specific poses that they have devoted to demons. Do not do those. Okay. Now, if you just do a random pose and it happens to be that, no, you're not going to get a demon. But when you are inquiring of these poses and how to do this from these people who are into this stuff, you are literally inviting that spirit. You're inviting it and saying, come, come, I'm coming into agreement. I want to learn how to do this. Right? It's a demonic practice. Do not do it because of the methods that they use, the sound, the humming, the meditate, unite yourself, mind, body, soul is demonic. And you're coming one with an evil spirit. That's what it is. One with an evil spirit. So stay away from yoga. It's not only a Hindu thing, but it's people in the demonic realm that use it too. They're witches, warlocks that use it too. And the, the strategy of the enemy is to enslave people into doing yoga, where you're playing copycat and you think it's innocent. It's introduced just for stress, just for stretching. It clears your mind, whatever you feel better, but it's actually enslaving you spiritually. It's enslaving you spiritually. It's like sex. It's like sex. It may feel good physically in the moment. You may feel a little stress relief, but it's enslaving you spiritually. You understand me? So yoga is something you do not want to engage into at all. All right. Do your research.